The sex industry in Thailand isn't just creepy white men preying on young Thai girls. It isn't just girls taken from their villages in the dead of night, thrown in the back of pickup trucks.
Most sinful country? They say that's Thailand. Where some of nature's extremities exist, ghosts run airports.
But with no airplane in sight and the gateway, it is a mystery where the passengers have come from.
And laws make it illegal to insult your king, not greet properly, or even step on money. In Bangkok, culture and twisted reality exist side by side. And the calendar? It's the year 2568. What's going on here? Let's touch down on what makes it the most sinful country at number 20. The haunted airport. Ever heard of an airport that can lead you straight to hell? This is Bangkok's Suvarnabhumi Airport, one of the world's most supernatural gateways to hell. From the moment you step into the airport, the energy and atmosphere are charged with unsated spirits and angry forces that guard the whole area. Built directly on top of an ancient cemetery and former cobra swamp, this gleaming modern terminal harbors a darkness that no amount of fluorescent lighting can dispel.
There's not a lot of people in here. It's a huge airport. It's actually one of the largest in the world.
During construction, workers reported hearing wailing, moaning, and eerie chanting while on site, and this forced authorities to take drastic action that would make even the most skeptical traveler reconsider their layover plans. But even after the reports, the airport was completed and opened to the public. And while passengers and tourists fly in and out, apparitions and spirits are said to roam the airport freely, causing events like baggage trucks crashing, suicides, and plane failures. Among these apparitions are the ghosts of a woman in traditional Thai attire, a pale woman with a baby, and Pu Ming. During the mass exorcism of the airport in 2005, Pu Ming made an appearance and managed to possess a baggage porter's body, introducing himself as the caretaker of the ancient cemetery. But where 99 Buddhist monks failed to cleanse the facility, the airport continues to thrive, drawing people from all over who want to catch a glimpse of a ghost.
Not too bad. Made it.
Today, flight crews whisper about unexplained figures on the tarmac. Ground staff swear elevators move on their own, and passengers unknowingly pass by spirit houses erected to appease the restless dead who refuse to let the living depart in peace. If the thought of haunted places thrills you, picture a metal graveyard where recycling takes on a new meaning. Number 19. The Airplane Graveyard. Hidden in Bangkok's urban maze is a metallic wasteland that transforms some of aviation's greatest achievements into human ambition and comfort. The airplane graveyard in Bangkok features several decommissioned aircraft, including Boeing 747 and McDonnell Douglas MD-82s, all of which have found their final resting place in the Bangkapi district.
It's still here. Yeah, this is quite unique, of course, to have a jumbo jet here.
These mechanical carcasses, once soaring at tens of thousands of feet in the air with hundreds of souls aboard, now sit gutted and grounded, their windows staring blindly at the sky they'll never touch again.
Woohoo! Now this is what the airlines see.
But then you're shifting gears.
But what makes this graveyard truly shocking isn't just the sight of these aviation giants reduced to rust and ruin. It's the desperate ingenuity of survival it represents. Local families have repurposed the planes into living spaces, transforming what were once first-class cabins into dining room areas and passenger aisles into cooking and sleeping areas for children and adults. The contrast is jarring. Million-dollar aircraft that once symbolized humanity's conquest of the skies now serve as shelter for those society has forgotten, creating a post-apocalyptic landscape where the American dream literally crashes into Thai reality.
You know, people on a bicycle, notoriously here in Bangkok, they don't have any money.
But speaking of twisted realities, Imagine a structure that makes you stop as it breaks your brains. Number 18. The upside-down house. If you think you know so much about physics, then you clearly haven't been to Bantilanka, a place where walking through the front door means stepping into a world where gravity has lost its mind. Located in Phuket, this attraction has literally turned itself on its head to attract attention, creating an experience so disorienting that visitors stumble through rooms where toilets hang from ceilings and furniture clings impossibly to what should be the floor. This isn't just a gimmick. It's an architectural rebellion against the very laws that govern our existence. The psychological impact hits you the moment you enter. Your inner ear screams in confusion while your eyes struggle to process a reality where up is down and down is madness. The three-story structure offers multiple mind-bending experiences, forcing visitors to crawl along what their brain insists should be the ceiling, while chandeliers dangle threateningly above their feet. Every step becomes an act of courage as your equilibrium abandons you, leaving you grasping for walls that shouldn't exist, while your camera captures photos that look like fever dreams, proving that sometimes the most shocking thing about a place isn't its history. It's how it makes you question the basic assumptions of your own perception. But still on the topic of history, imagine living your life entirely on water. Number 17. The floating markets. What happens when your entire economic ecosystem depends on waterways that are rapidly disappearing? Imagine waking up just as the sun breaks through the horizon to witness hundreds of wooden boats glide through murky canals, their hulls heavy with pyramids of exotic fruits, steaming noodle bowls, and vendors who have never known a cash register. In places like Dam Noen Saduak, vendors arrive as early as 4 a.m. in boats passed down through 5 generations, selling produce grown on floating gardens that question everything you think you know about agriculture. Welcome to Thailand's floating markets, where capitalism flows as naturally as the water beneath. But here's what will shock you. These aren't tourist attractions masquerading as culture. For over 150 years, entire communities have conducted their lives entirely on water, with children learning to paddle before they walk, and grandmothers who have never spent a full day on solid ground. These are not just markets. They're floating cities where marriages are arranged between boat families, where Buddhist monks collect alms by paddling from vessel to vessel, and where the line between merchant and customer dissolves into a symphony of splashing oars and haggling voices that echo across the water like ancient prayers. But floating cities are not the only unusual things tourists will see in Thailand. Like the way of life of most people, the diet is just as peculiar. Number 16. 6-legged delicacies. Would you eat a cricket if it could save the world? In Thailand's bustling night markets, that question isn't philosophical, it's dinner. Vendors torch mountains of silkworms, grasshoppers, and bamboo worms with the same casual precision as a New York chef grills a steak, creating a protein source that contains more nutrients per gram than beef while producing 100 times less greenhouse gas. But here's the part that will make your stomach turn and your mind race. These aren't desperate survival foods or poverty cuisine. They're premium delicacies that fetch higher prices than traditional meat. But just how much do the natives love their crunchy diet? According to reports and statistics, Thailand consumes over 7,500 tons of insects annually, not out of necessity, but because locusts taste like bacon-flavored popcorn and silkworm pupae burst with creamy richness that puts exotic luxury dishes like foie gras to shame. In a world facing a protein crisis, Thailand has been quietly perfecting the solution for centuries, one crunchy, 6-legged bite at a time. But, in the spirit of tradition, there's another Thai tradition where humans serve their animal overlords in style. Number 15. The Monkey Buffet Festival. Every November in Lopburi, something extraordinary happens that flips the natural order upside down. Thousands of Thai humans gather to serve an elaborate feast to an army of macaque monkeys who have claimed the city as their kingdom. Picture 3,000 pounds of fruits, vegetables, and delicacies spread across tables that stretch for blocks, while thousands of monkeys descend from ancient temples like furry royalty, attending their annual banquet.
Went bananas at the annual Monkey Banquet Festival. An ancient temple hosted a fruity feast for the famous macaque.
But why would an entire city dedicate a festival to creatures most places consider pests? The answer lies in a legend and a reality that intertwine like temple vines. Local mythology claims these monkeys are descendants of Hanuman's army, the monkey warriors from the Ramayana epic, making them sacred guardians of the city. Yet the shocking truth runs deeper. These monkeys have become such an integral part of Lopburi's ecosystem that local businesses have learned to coexist, building monkey-proof installations and viewing the annual population of temple-dwelling primates not as invaders, but as furry citizens with equal claim to the streets. So when the feast begins, and monkeys feast like kings while humans serve like devoted subjects, you witness a relationship between species that exists nowhere else on Earth. But like this festival, there is a creature that only exists in Thailand. Number 14. Home to the smallest mammal. Deep within Thailand's limestone caves, a creature so impossibly small exists that it seems to defy the very laws of nature. This is the bumblebee bat, a small mammal that weighs less than a penny and measures smaller than your thumbnail. This microscopic marvel, officially known as Kitty's hog-nosed bat, holds the extraordinary distinction of being the world's smallest mammal.
Also known as Kitty's hog-nosed bat, holds the Guinness World Record for being the smallest mammal.
But what's truly shocking is how close we came to never discovering it at all. Found only in western Thailand and Myanmar, fewer than 5,000 of these living jewels remain, each one a testament to evolution's ability to produce perfection in miniatures. But how can something so small survive in a world designed for giants? The answer lies in their incredible efficiency. These tiny acrobats consume half their body weight in insects every single night, performing aerial ballets in complete darkness, with echolocation so precise they can pluck mosquitoes from spider webs. But the most interesting part is that each bat's territory is roughly the size of a football field. This means in caves spanning mere kilometers, you'll find some of the rarest mammals on Earth living in one of the most precarious existences imaginable. Number 13. Home to the largest fish. In Thailand's azure waters, nature swings to the opposite extreme with a gentle giant that rewrites everything we thought we knew about fish. The whale shark, reaching lengths of up to 40 feet and weighing as much as 4 elephants, cruises through Thai seas with a mouth so vast it could swallow a small car. Yet this magnificent leviathan feeds exclusively on some of the ocean's smallest creatures. But the kicker is watching a creature of such immense proportions open its cavernous jaws only to filter feed on plankton and krill, like a living, breathing oceanic vacuum cleaner with the grace of a ballet dancer. Another shocking fact is that these spotted titans, despite their intimidating size, are so docile that snorkelers regularly swim alongside them in Thailand's waters, particularly around Koh Tao and the Similan Islands. Each whale shark's spot pattern is as unique as a human fingerprint, allowing researchers to track individuals across decades. A fun fact is that some of these gentle giants have been cruising Thai waters for over 60 years, making them living witnesses to the dramatic transformation of Southeast Asia's marine ecosystems. But they say time is a construct, and in Thailand, time moves differently. Number 12. 500 years into the future. What if I told you that while you're hearing this in 2025, Thailand is already living in the year 2568. This isn't science fiction, it's the reality of the Thai Buddhist calendar, a temporal system so fundamentally different from our own that it transforms how an entire nation perceives history, tradition, and time itself. Based on the death of Buddha rather than the birth of Christ, this calendar places Thailand 543 years ahead of the Western world, creating a fascinating parallel universe where the past, present, and future exist in constant dialogue. But here's where it gets truly mind-bending. Thailand operates on multiple time systems simultaneously, seamlessly switching between Buddhist, Gregorian, and lunar calendars depending on context. Government documents might bear 3 different dates. Festivals follow ancient lunar cycles, while businesses operate on Western schedules. And traditional astrology influences major life decisions alongside modern technology. This temporal juggling act reveals something profound about Thai culture, and that is the remarkable ability to honor ancient wisdom while embracing modernity. In the end, it creates a society where a farmer might check his smartphone for weather updates while consulting a 2,500-year-old calendar to determine the most auspicious day for planting rice. How does a nation maintain such complex relationships with time without losing its cultural identity? The answer? Thailand's extraordinary talent for weaving contradictions into seamless harmony. Number 11. The sacred Wei greeting. How can something as simple as putting your hands together carry such devastating consequences? In the bustling streets of Bangkok, a simple gesture holds the power to shatter careers and devastate families.
It is near the Bangkok SkyTrain Chitlom station, overlooking the shrine.
The graceful pressing of palms together, accompanied by a bow, isn't just Thailand's traditional greeting. It's a complex social weapon that can instantly expose your place in society's rigid hierarchy. Get it wrong, and you've committed a cultural crime that whispers through communities like wildfire. The height of your hands, the depth of your bow, even the duration of the gesture broadcasts your social status to everyone watching. And Thais read these micro-movements like a sacred text. But here's what tourists never realize. Refusing to return a way or performing one incorrectly to someone of higher status doesn't just cause embarrassment. It can trigger a loss of face so profound that people have lost jobs, been ostracized from families, and even driven to leave their hometowns. This ancient greeting system, unchanged for centuries, operates as Thailand's invisible social surveillance network, where every interaction is a test, and failure means social exile. But like this handshake has existed for centuries, the country itself has a history unlike many other countries. Number 10. An unconquered kingdom. While European powers carved up Southeast Asia like a feast, one kingdom stood defiant, playing a deadly game of diplomatic chess that would determine the fate of millions. Thailand, formerly known as Siam, remains the only Southeast Asian nation never to fall under colonial rule. But this victory came at a price written in blood and sacrifice that history textbooks rarely reveal. King Chulalongkorn of Siam didn't just negotiate with the British and French. He systematically dismantled his own kingdom's traditions, abolished slavery, and surrendered vast territories, essentially colonizing his own people to save them from foreign masters. But the psychological scars of this survival through self-destruction run deeper than any foreign occupation could have inflicted. While neighboring countries fought for independence, they could celebrate. Thailand fought for an independence that felt like defeat, watching as pieces of their empire were gifted away to prevent total annihilation. The trauma of nearly losing everything while technically losing nothing created a unique national psyche. Proud yet paranoid, independent yet perpetually threatened. But while the threat of colonization existed hundreds of years ago, the threat of a more sinister takeover still exists in Thailand today. Number 9. Ghost Festival of Phai Ta Khon. In the remote town of Dan Sai, something impossible happens every year that takes the relationship between life and death to another level. During Phi Ta Khon, the most terrifying and beautiful festival in Thailand, the spirits of the deceased don't just visit.
Where tradition and folklore come together in one of the countries.
They possess the living, transforming ordinary villagers into otherworldly beings who dance through streets in masks carved from coconut husks and painted with the colors of nightmares.
They are traditionally made from coconut husks and bamboo, and then topped with the baskets used for steaming sticky rice.
But these costumes are more than what people see. They're spiritual vessels, and the people wearing them aren't performing. They're channeling the dead in a ritual so ancient that no one remembers how it truly began.
And learn about the ancient traditions that shaped this festival.
But the true horror of the Ghost Festival is not in the grotesque masks or the frenzied dancing. It's the moment when participants claim they can no longer control their own bodies, and the line between performance and possession dissolves completely. Witnesses describe dancers moving in ways their bodies shouldn't allow, speaking in voices not their own, and collapsing when the spirits suddenly depart, with no memory of what transpired. Scientists and skeptics arrive expecting elaborate theater, but leave questioning everything they believed about consciousness and reality. Thailand doesn't just live on the edge. It maintains a festival where the impossible happens in broad daylight, year after year. Number 8. The Linguistic Labyrinth. While English speakers struggle with 26 letters, Thai children master an astounding 76 characters before they can even read their first bedtime story.
Over the next 25 lessons, you'll learn everything there is about the reading and writing of the Thai language.
With 44 consonants and 28 vowels with variations, these characters combine into at least 32 vowel forms, 4 tone diacritics, and other diacritics. This isn't just an alphabet. It's a three-dimensional puzzle where a single mispronounced tone can transform new into burn or dog into come. But the true marvel is that the script is not a true alphabet, but an abugida, a writing system in which the full characters represent consonant-vowel combinations, making Thai one of the most intricate writing systems on Earth. The true shock, however, comes when you realize that Thai children don't just memorize these characters, they must simultaneously learn 5 different tones that completely change word meanings. Thailand's tonal language might feel daunting with its consonants, vowels, and Thai tones, yet somehow, millions of Thai children master this linguistic task before most Western children can tie their shoes. How does the human brain even process this complexity? The answer lies in centuries of evolution, where Thai writing is based on the Khmer script and has developed into one of the world's most sophisticated communication systems, a final nod to human adaptability. Number 7. The underwear public ban. In a country where there are haunted airports and floating cities, there is a law so bizarre it sounds like fiction. In Thailand, going out in public without an underwear is illegal. The Thai government has legislated what you must wear beneath your clothes, and if you do, you could theoretically wind up in jail.
Don't forget to pack a bunch of underwear, because it's actually illegal to go commando.
But here's a serious question that has puzzled travelers for decades. How exactly would anyone enforce this law? The absurdity deepens when you consider that this regulation exists in a tropical paradise, where temperatures soar above 95 degrees Fahrenheit, and humidity makes even breathing feel like work. But the enforcement mystery becomes even more surreal when you realize that no tourist has ever been arrested for this crime. Yet the law remains stubbornly on the books. There aren't any stories of tourists or locals being arrested for this offense, but make sure you have enough underwear for your trip. While this phantom law continues to haunt Thailand's legal code like a bureaucratic ghost story, it is not the only thing that is outlawed in Thailand. Number 6. The aromatic exile. Imagine a fruit so powerfully pungent that entire transportation systems surrender to its smell. Banned from public transport, hotels, and even airlines, the durian fruit is pretty much exiled from public spaces.
Some say this fruit smells fragrant, some say that it smells like a sweaty sock.
The Bangkok Mass Transit Authority didn't mince words when the smell of durians was classified as a public nuisance. And as of today, passengers are no longer permitted to carry the pungent-smelling fruit on its buses. But what could possibly make a natural fruit smell so offensive that it requires government intervention? The answer lies in durian's supernatural ability to clear rooms faster than a fire alarm. But the hate is not restricted to Thailand alone. In Japan, Hong Kong, and Singapore, durian gets the same kind of treatment it receives in Thailand. But here's the beautiful irony. While half the population treats durian like biological warfare, the other half would literally fight wars for a single perfect specimen. Durian is not only prohibited on airplanes, but also in hotels, apartments, and other enclosed spaces, making it perhaps the only fruit in human history to require its own travel documents and security clearance. Number 5. The untouchable royals. Can you imagine living in a society where saying the wrong things or even uttering statements against the royal family can land you in jail? In Thailand, the monarchy exists in a realm so sacred that they are revered or even worshipped by their subjects. In people's homes, on the Thai currency, and even on the streets, the images and portraits of the royal family are scattered all over, showing how respected they are.
Calling for his powers to be reined in have spread across this land of 70 million people.
But while this borders on respect, it is the lèse-majesté case that has people shaking in their boots. In this case, using insults, curse words, and defamatory speech against King Maha Vajiralongkorn and his family can get you a maximum penalty of 15 years for each crime. But the kicker here, courts have punished people not just for comments about the current king, but even for remarks about long-dead monarchs and distant royal family members. Even worse, stepping on the Thai currency with a royal image on it is considered a crime that can get you punished. The psychological weight of this legal sword hanging over every conversation, every social media post, every moment of frustration with authority creates a chilling effect that permeates Thai society. Citizens must navigate daily life knowing that one thoughtless moment, one misunderstood joke, one careless click could transform them from free individuals into prisoners serving sentences longer than those given to violent criminals. Number 4. The New Year Water Battle. In 3 days, millions of people armed themselves with water guns, garden hoses, and buckets, turning an entire nation into the world's largest battlefield, but one in which nobody gets hurt. This is Songkran, Thailand's New Year celebration that transforms the country into a massive water fight zone for 3 days every April. But what started as a gentle tradition of sprinkling scented water on Buddha statues and elderly relatives' hands has evolved into an all-out aquatic apocalypse where nobody, absolutely nobody, stays dry.
Songkran is so much more than being sprayed by water guns and soaked by buckets.
The streets become rivers of chaos as pickup trucks loaded with barrels of ice water cruise like military vehicles, while pedestrians duck behind any available cover. Though resistance is futile, tourists arrive in designer clothes and leave looking like they've survived a monsoon, while locals gear up with military-grade water weapons that would make a Navy SEAL jealous. The most shocking part? This madness is not only legal, but encouraged by the government, with officials joining the fray and police officers cheerfully manning water stations. This is the only war where surrender is the only strategy, and getting completely drenched is considered a blessing. Number 3. The cuisine that defies all logic. When a cuisine simultaneously assaults your taste buds and leaves you craving more with an almost addictive intensity, that is when you know you have encountered Thai cuisine. Thai food operates on a culinary philosophy so radical it seems to break the basic rules of cooking, and that is that the spicier it gets, the more people want it, and the more complex the flavor combinations become, the more harmonious they taste. While Western palates typically separate sweet from savory dishes, Thai cuisine throws caution to the wind, creating dishes where fish sauce mingles with palm sugar, where fruit appears in spicy salads, and where desserts can taste more complex than some countries' entire culinary traditions.
They have an amazing texture, and they just have this band-like lid that just absorbs all of that flavor, from the lime juice to the chili.
The real shock comes when you realize that what you think you know about spicy food is child's play compared to authentic Thai heat levels. That innocent-looking som tam can contain enough chilies to make a grown person question their life choices, while tom yum soup achieves a perfect balance of sour, spicy, and aromatic that baffles the mind, yet tingles the senses. Perhaps most mind-bending of all is that Thai cooks measure success not by how much each ingredient stands out, but by how completely they disappear into a harmonious whole that tastes like nothing you've ever experienced. Number 2, the land of smiles. Where other countries shake hands and sometimes bow, the Thai simply smile. But here, smiling is not just politeness, but an intricate social language with distinct meanings. Thailand's famous Land of Smiles nickname reveals one of humanity's most sophisticated non-verbal communication systems, a cultural phenomenon so complex that linguists have spent decades trying to decode its nuances. Thai people don't just smile. They deploy specific smiles like verbal vocabulary, each carrying precise emotional and social information that can convey everything from romantic interest to polite rejection, from genuine joy to respectful disagreement. But the most interesting fact is that this elaborate smiling culture stems from ancient Buddhist and Hindu traditions, where facial expressions were considered sacred communications with both the living and spiritual worlds. The Yim Thak Thai, or the Thai smile system, includes the Yim Mi Lesanai, or the smile of hidden meaning, the Yim Sao, or the sad smile, and the legendary Yim Su, or the smile in the face of death. Foreign visitors interpret these as simple friendliness, completely missing conversations happening in plain sight.
Happy Songkran Day! I wish you so happy Thailand! Thank you very much.
And what appears to be universal happiness is actually one of the world's most sophisticated emotional languages, a cultural technology that allows an entire nation to communicate volumes without uttering a single word. Number 1. Home to the walking fish. Deep beneath the mountains of northern Thailand, in absolute darkness where no light has penetrated for millions of years, there is a creature that shouldn't exist according to everything we thought we knew about vertebrate evolution. Cryptotora thamicola, a blind cave fish no larger than your thumb, has achieved something no other fish in the world has managed. It walks, not swims against rocks or wriggles through crevices, but actually walks with a four-limbed gait, identical to the first creatures that crawled from primordial seas over 400 million years ago. But here's what makes this discovery earth-shattering.
These fish do in complete darkness is they stick to the rock and they climb waterfalls completely underwater.
This fish independently evolved the exact same walking mechanism that our own ancestors developed, proving that evolution can repeat its greatest innovations even in the most impossible places. Its robust pelvic girdle and muscular fins mirror those of tetrapods, the ancient creatures that gave rise to every walking animal on Earth, including humans. Now, for the big reveal. Scientists discovered it can climb waterfalls, navigate complex cave systems, and move with a coordination that suggests our understanding of aquatic evolution is fundamentally flawed, which makes you wonder what other impossible creatures are waiting in the hidden corners of Earth, quietly waiting to be discovered. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.